Took a little sip, took a little sip.
What's up? What's happening, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Justice Maxwell. If you're not, thank you for coming back, bitch. So today's video, we're going to be talking about things I wish I knew and my experience in South Korea. I basically just asked you guys if you had any questions about my trip and solo travel, so I'll be answering those questions today. If you have not watched my little Korea series, go back and watch it. I had such a good time, baby. I was outside, I was lit, I was drinking, I was dancing. I was doing the most, okay? I had such a good time in South Korea. Thank you so much if you sent me a question I asked over Instagram, and I think on my YouTube comments as well, on the communities tab. So if you asked me a question, thank you so much. And shout out to you guys. I feel like the support on my little Korea series has been so just warm, and I don't know, like, oh, it just makes me feel so good reading you guys comments and seeing things like I've inspired you to take your first solo trip or start a YouTube channel. If this is your sign right here right now, if you're thinking about planning a trip or starting a channel or just, I don't know, starting a new venture in your life, this is your sign to do it. With solo travel, it's such an amazing experience. You learn so much about yourself, you push your boundaries. It's such a challenge, but it's so beneficial to kind of your growth and your personal development. And starting a channel, people messaging me about this, how can I start, what can I do? I have an old video about the equipment that I use if you're interested, so I'll link that up here. But honestly, I'm just a random girl making videos about my life and my adventures, my silly little life. So if that's something you've been wanting to do, just do it. Just do it. Anyway, enough chit chat. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't, and let's get into these questions. All right, so I'm gonna start with my questions from the communities tab. So first question, the cost of living in Korea. I don't live in Korea, so I don't really know. I don't know. I was only there on vacation, so I don't really know what the cost of living is like. Obviously, I stayed in like a tourist area. I did tourist activities, so I don't think I'm really qualified to speak on that. I would say it's more expensive than Thailand for sure. Like, most places are more expensive than Thailand, so definitely a higher cost of living compared to here. Next question, how do you navigate around Seoul without knowing anyone and the language barrier? Have you ever gotten lost? What's your best memory in South Korea? Do you feel lonely while exploring Korea? So many questions. Okay, navigating around Seoul. I don't know if it's because I'm a London babe, like a city girl. Not that kind of city girl, but I'm a city girl. Like, I've grown up as a city girl, so navigating things like the subway or like transport, I don't really find difficult because I'm used to it. I would say definitely have, you know, Google Maps. Definitely use City Mapper. City Mapper is very accurate, and it is so good for traveling around South Korea, Seoul particularly. So I would say download that and just have a look at your journey before you actually leave your house or hotel or whatever. Have a look, make sure you know where you're going, like what train you have to take, where you have to change platforms or whatever the case may be. Make sure, and you can also see the cost of journeys as well, which is really handy. I believe on Google Maps it will show you the price of the journey, so yeah, I find it really easy. Honestly, the language barrier, Google Translate is your best friend. If you don't know, obviously I live in Thailand, so there's always a language barrier. Google Translate, like, it's not hard to communicate non-verbally, in my opinion. So hand gestures, Google Translate, or a lot of people spoke English, so speaking English, but yeah, literally just Google Translate is my life, so yeah. What's your best memory in South Korea? Oh, my best memory, oh my god, I had such a good time. I honestly had such a good time. Probably going out in Itaewon, to be honest, and like drinking, which is crazy because I'm not a club kind of girl. Like, I don't be outside. Stop like the cap. Baby, we outside, okay? It's a vibe, it's a vibe. And I don't be drinking like that either. Well, I had a time. I had a time, okay? It was so fun. Do you feel lonely while exploring Korea? Oh, this is something that I have been kind of struggling with actually. So in South Korea, I didn't feel lonely at all because I met so many people. I think because I stayed in a hostel that was quite busy and in a popular area, there were always people that I could talk to or like make friends with. So as you would have seen in the vlogs, I went out with like numerous different people. So it was super easy to make friends there. But on some of my other travels and like living abroad in general, sometimes I'd be feeling lonely, I'm not gonna lie. I feel like people don't really speak about this when they solo travel, but yeah, I've been feeling like real lonely. And I think it's a combination of things. I think one, my friends back home, I feel like, and I guess it works both ways, but I feel like they could make more of an effort to like communicate with me, especially because I'm living on the other side of the world. I've been traveling to all these like cool places. So I feel like it would be nice to have a bit more, I don't know, like curiosity or interest from people that are my friends in that area of things. But like I said, it's always a two-way street. Like you always have to make effort with your relationships as well as people making effort with you. So that's something that I'm like navigating at the minute. And obviously I'm here, I'm single, like I'm just by myself a lot of the time. And before I moved abroad, I was the same. Like I've always been an introvert or like a loner kind of person, so it's like I'm used to it, but I definitely like want to make more effort to meet more people, and not just to meet people, like actually have meaningful connections with people. Like I really want more friends, but I don't use the word friend loosely. Like I just really value my friendships, so I don't want to just have loads of people that I chat to here, there, whatever. Like I like to have meaningful relationships with people. So anyway, that's a whole nother conversation. Maybe we can speak about that another time. But yeah, sometimes it does get lonely, but you just gotta like phone people, speak to people, like yeah, keep in touch with your family, stuff like that. Next question is, I love going to the gym, so I'm definitely going to check out different gyms in South Korea. What areas would you recommend for someone going to South Korea for the first time? So I only went to Seoul. And I stayed in Myeongdong, which is a very, very popular tourist area. It's right in the center. The Seoul Tower is around the corner. Like Hanok Village is around the corner. There's lots to do there. I definitely recommend staying there. I would have also liked to visit Busan. Busan is like another, would you call it a city? I guess a different city. It's a bit more south, like on the coast. So there's the beach and stuff like that. So Busan as well would be a cool place, I think, to explore. Yeah, popular places in Seoul, Myeongdong, Itaewon, Hongdae. They're really popular. Gangnam. Really popular but more expensive, so I would check out those areas for sure. Next question, how was the trip? Did you like it more than Thailand? I had a time, it was great, I want to go back. I had a time, baby. Ooh, okay, I love Thailand. I just feel like nowhere compares to Thailand, just because it has everything, like city vibes, island vibes, cost of living is cheap, transport is cheap, food is cheap. Thailand's just it. It's just it. The people are really friendly and warm. So yeah, I have a special place for Thailand. But I feel like I could potentially visit South Korea for a longer period of time. I feel like I could stay there for like a few months for sure. And I like the fact that they have more variety in season. So when I was in Korea, it was cold. At certain times of the day, it was blitz, and I forgot my jacket here. But I kind of like that because I feel like I was able to express myself through fashion more compared to here in Thailand. Because Thailand, you don't want to have any clothes on. It's hot. It is like 42 degrees. It's been 42 degrees like every day for forever. So I like the fact that it was cooler in Korea. I could wear trousers, jeans. Like I felt like I could just, I don't know, experiment more with my fashion. Yeah, I like that. Next question, what would you do if you went back? If I went back, I think I would try to meet more Korean people. I feel like I met a lot of foreigners and not so many Korean people. So that's definitely something that I would do next time. And I think I would just try and learn more about like the actual culture there, you know, do some more like traditional things, or I don't know, less tourist stuff, because I definitely did up tourist in South Korea, which I don't really do often when I travel. Next question, where will your next trip be? Ooh, to be honest, probably somewhere in Thailand. I've gone back to work now. If you're new here, I'm a teacher here in Thailand, so I'll probably go to like Chiang Mai, Chiang Rai, something like that. I don't know, there's a couple places that are on the list for sure outside of Thailand, like Bali, maybe Australia, I don't know. I'm not too sure yet. Next question. What was something they have there that they don't have in the UK and did it make sense? Ooh, this is an interesting one. What is something that they had that made sense? I feel like the little touristy pass thing that I had, the Discover Seoul pass, I like the fact that it was like a attractions card, but it was also like a travel card. So imagine using your Oyster card. If you're from London, you're familiar, it's like a little travel pass that you can put money on. Imagine being able to use that for like just different things, like getting into, I don't know, like attractions or like a sauna or a theme park. Like that's pretty cool. There's probably lots of things, but I can't really think right now. There was this one time I was in the park and like there were steps, and I'll insert a little clip. You can like push your bike up this thing instead of trying to take it up the steps. Made sense, made a lot of sense. Bitch, the seats, the toilet seats, the toilet seats. I'm here for it, baby. There is nothing like coming home from a chilly day outside and just having your buttocks warmed while you relieve yourself. It's sensational. Sensational. Click a little button, play some music, press another button, clean your booty hole, press another button, turn the heat up. I'm just like, you lot are living in the future. I'm here for it. I want a heated seat. That's how I'll know that I've made it in life. If I have a heated toilet seat, you winning. You are winning. What was something that shocked you? Oh, something that shocked me was the couple culture. Okay, the couple culture. And I don't want to sound like a hater. Like, I don't want to sound like a hater. I'm not a hater, okay? I love, no, for real, I love, like I love so much. But I just wasn't like, I don't know, the couple culture is intense. It's like everyone's in a couple, and like, I think it's not even the couple culture, I think it's the public display of affection. I feel like that's very different. Like in the West, cool, like people be doing up PDA here and there, but I feel like it's way more normal in South Korea. Like you'll just see people cuddling, lips in. Like I was in a line one time for a ride in a theme park, and these people are like humping each other like behind me, and I'm just like, there's literally like 100 people in this line. What are you doing? But it's just so normalized, like the couple culture, like to be so infatuated with someone is so normal there. So that was interesting to me. Next question. What did you eat there? Oh, I ate all kinds of things, like a lot of rice, noodles, like Asian food. I don't know, I'll insert like a little reel that I have. Just like a lot of noodles and rice. But yeah, Korean food's cool. Like I really like the Korean barbecue. Like definitely need to have that again very soon. This is an interesting question. Did you have conversations with locals about the state of North Korea? I did not. And to be honest, I feel like I didn't really meet or speak to that many locals. And the locals that I did meet, I feel like they didn't speak English. For example, like on a night out, if we went and met some people, they didn't really speak English, and it's not really the time or place. I would say the only person that I really spoke to who was a local from there was the guy that I went on a date with. And yeah, we didn't really talk about that, but it would have been interesting to learn more about that. So yeah, for sure, next time if I'm there, I might ask a couple questions. Next question. What's the hardest aspect of solo traveling? I think, like I touched on before, because I'm like doing longer solo trips now and obviously living abroad, like I said, the loneliness aspect is definitely like, can be challenging at times. But just planning, like just making sure that you have patterned as much as you can pattern before you leave to go somewhere. I think that's a bit challenging, because if something goes wrong.
It's literally 5 a.m. The bus just dropped me off to the station. My check-in's at 3 p.m. What the fuck am I gonna do? What the fuck? I'm going to McDonald's. I'm going to McDonald's because that's the only place that will take me in right now.
You've got to figure out a solution like then and there. There's no one really around, like you've just got yourself. You have to rely on yourself. So I think that is probably one of the most difficult parts, but generally I feel like I'm pretty okay at planning things. So luckily my adventures normally go quite smooth, which I'm very thankful about. Was it hard for you to get around? I had issues getting taxis. I touched on this already. No, it was super easy for me to get around. I'm a city babe. I only really took like one taxi, and I think generally people sometimes do struggle to get taxis. I think there's an app that you can use. I don't know, sometimes it's a bit tricky, like you need to have a Korean phone number for certain things, like certain apps, or I don't know. But yeah, like I said, I didn't really take a taxi, and it was super easy with my little transit card. So yeah. How did you make friends? Was it easy to make friends? It was super easy to meet people, I'm not gonna lie, but a huge part of that was the fact that I stayed in a hostel. So I met a bunch of people in the hostel, girls that I went out with, partied with, and then I met people when I was just out as well. So I think as long as you're like, you try and make an effort to come across as like approachable, so like smiling, something that I don't do, just looking like friendly, smiley, or asking someone a question or complimenting someone. I feel like those are kind of easy ways to just start a conversation. Something that I did on my trip after South Korea, which we'll get into next vlog, I downloaded Bumble, and Bumble has, they need to sponsor me because why am I plugging them, but Bumble have obviously their dating app, but there's also like a BFF section of their app. So you can go on there, make a profile, and it's purely just to like make friends with people. So I would definitely recommend doing that as well. You can see pictures, people's age, what their interests are, and then you can just swipe right how you would with the dating app if they seem like someone cool. And I did do this. I met a bunch of people and they were like super cool people through Bumble. So 10 out of 10 would recommend. Next question. Did you see other black people in Korea? I absolutely did. I did. Not like a huge amount, but I definitely did see a couple black people. I went out with a black girl that I met, for sure. Like we out there, you just gotta go to the right places, I feel like. It's so nice to see other black people when you're traveling abroad to certain countries, because I don't know, I feel like we as a people really need to travel more. We really need to travel more. Like, imagine going your whole life without seeing the world, without traveling. I know a lot of people don't have their passports. It's so important, you guys, just to open your mind. Like, if you have the capabilities, you need to travel. You need to travel. You need to see the world before there's no time left. Oh, something else that you could do if you are gonna travel and you're a bit nervous. I was very anxious to go to South Korea, I'm not gonna lie, because I just didn't know what to expect. It's my first time going somewhere that's not Thailand in Asia, so I was super nervous about how I would be like perceived. But something else you could do is find people that in the country that you're going to on like social media, for example, beforehand. Make plans to meet up with them, you know, ask them if they want to hang out, if they have any recommendations. That's something that you could do as well to make friends before you go to whatever country you're visiting. Next question. What was people's attitude towards you? Completely fine, normal. People mind their business and I like it. I like that. People be minding their business, like, I don't know. People were friendly, like if I needed to ask someone a question or whatever, like it was absolutely fine. I had literally no problems, fantastic trip. People just mind their business. I will say there was a time that me and the black girl that I was with, we approached a girl to ask for directions, and I'm not gonna lie, she did look very scared. Like she looked very in fear for her life, but as soon as we started talking and like asking questions and stuff, she opened up and like she took us to this bar and bought us a drink. She was super nice, but she was definitely like, are y'all gonna rob me? Like she was definitely scared in the beginning. I think you have to have like an open mind when these things happen as well, or like when you travel, because people might have a perception of what foreigners will be like, but it's about breaking that perception and actually having a real life experience with people so that they know for the next time if they're approached by a black person or foreigner or whatever, like I've had a positive experience with someone before, so I can expect or anticipate a positive experience the next time. Do you know what I mean? So our final question, and I feel like I touched on this a little bit, how hard was it planning for your trip and what tips would you give? It was a little bit challenging planning for my trip to South Korea, but I would just say try to organize as much as you can beforehand. So I really would recommend making sure that you buy a SIM card beforehand. 10 out of 10 would recommend. As soon as I got to the airport and made my way to, I believe, one of the stations, I had already arranged to have my SIM card ready, so I picked that up. My Discover Seoul Pass, which I said doubles as a transit card, pick that up at the station or the airport, I can't remember. So I just had everything, well, most things organized already. Like I planned how to get from the airport to where I was staying. Like all of this stuff, do it beforehand. Having a look at what you can do in the area that you're staying, do that beforehand. Seeing like the prices of things, I would check that out. A couple of websites that I would recommend to you if you don't use them already, and if you follow me on Instagram, you can click the link in my bio and I'll have links to these websites. So Klook.com is super good for arranging like excursions. I would recommend that. Buying the Discover Seoul Pass, I bought through Klook. The SIM card, bought through Klook. So definitely recommend. I use a Wise card, which is like an international bank card. You can convert money on there and just store money on there. 100% recommend. There's quite a few different currencies that you can convert to. So yeah, just making sure that you can plan as much stuff before you go, but also leaving a bit of room for like free time or spontaneous things as well. Like you don't want to have every single day. For me personally, maybe because I'm a Sag, but you don't want to have every single little detail planned out, because I feel like if things don't go to plan, it's going to stress you out. But having wiggle room to like do something spontaneous if you meet someone, or you know, stuff like that. Okay guys, so those are all of our questions. Again, thank you so much for sending those in. I wouldn't have a video to film if you didn't ask me questions, so love you guys. I'm so excited to share my next adventure with you guys, so definitely stay tuned for some more travel vlogs. And let me know what you want to see from me next. I feel like I've got a bunch of ideas, but I want to know what you guys want to see from me next. Again, if you're not subscribed, please hit that subscribe button. Okay, the majority of my viewers are not subscribed. The vast majority of my viewers are not subscribed. It's free. It would really help me. It would get my content on the platform more, so I would really appreciate it. And I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.